Since ancient times, angels have captured the human imagination, appearing in biblical accounts, historical records, and even modern-day experiences. From cave drawings to towering cathedral art, humanity has long recognized the existence of these divine messengers. Angels are more than mythical beings. They are real, active, and present. Scripture reassures us of this in Psalm 91:11. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. These words are more than just poetic inspiration. They're a promise of God's protection. Stick with us to the end, because we'll share one of the most compelling modern-day angel stories that will give you chills and strengthen your faith. Throughout the Bible, angels have played critical roles in the lives of God's people, and their presence has been a consistent reminder of God's protection and provision. Psalm 34 declares, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." In times of danger and uncertainty, angels have appeared to provide comfort and rescue, as we see in the story of Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel 6:22 tells us, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions." When Daniel faced certain death, it was an angel that intervened, protecting him from harm. In the New Testament, we see another remarkable instance of angelic protection when Peter was imprisoned and awaiting execution. Acts 12 describes how an angel appeared, broke Peter's chains, and led him out of prison. Peter was so overwhelmed that he didn't fully realize what was happening until he was safely outside the prison walls. These stories reflect a pattern of angels stepping in at critical moments, reminding us that God is always at work in ways we might not see or fully comprehend. Billy Graham spoke of angels as God's secret agents sent to watch over us, protect us, and even intervene in times of trouble. Angels are not just distant figures from biblical history. They are actively involved in our lives today, sometimes in ways we may not even realize. Modern stories of angelic encounters serve as powerful reminders that angels are still among us, working in mysterious ways. One of these remarkable stories involves Pastor John Boston, who in 2015 experienced a life-threatening car accident. He was driving on Airport Road in Columbus, Ohio, when a live transformer fell onto his car, setting it ablaze. Trapped inside, with the windshield melting and the doors jammed shut, Boston's situation seemed hopeless. Suddenly, a stranger appeared, opened the car door and pulled him to safety. The stranger introduced himself as Johnny, but disappeared before first responders arrived. Pastor Boston walked away with only minor injuries, and he believes with all his heart that Johnny was an angel sent to save his life. Another profound encounter happened in a hospital room, where a young boy named Luke was fighting bone cancer. During his hospital stay, Luke's mother met a nurse dressed in an old-fashioned uniform, something you wouldn't expect to see in a modern hospital. The nurse reassured her, saying she would pray for Luke's healing. Shortly after, Luke recovered completely from the infection he was battling, and today, he is cancer-free. The nurse, however, was never seen again. Luke and his family believe she was an angel, sent to provide hope and healing during their darkest hour. These stories are not isolated incidents. In 2013, a young woman named Katie Lentz was involved in a serious car accident in Center, Missouri. Trapped in the wreckage, rescue workers struggled to free her. After nearly an hour with no success, a man dressed as a Catholic priest appeared at the scene, offering a prayer for Katie's safety. Miraculously, moments after the prayer, rescue workers were able to free her from the car. When they turned to thank the priest, he was nowhere to be found, and despite efforts to identify him, no one knew who he was. Those at the scene, including police officers, believe they witnessed a divine encounter. With so many encounters like these passed down through ancient history, supported by the biblical record, and documented through thousands of artistic representations, it's no wonder that angels remain a central part of human experience. Even ancient cave drawings and pyramids bear symbols of divine beings, reinforcing the long-standing belief in angelic presences. Today, it seems almost everyone has an angel story, or knows someone who does. Whether you're at a family gathering or sitting around a table with friends, stories of angelic encounters seem to come up naturally. And when you hear these stories firsthand, it becomes clear, angels are certainly real. Billy Graham once said, "Angels are real, and they are there to help us in ways we may not even realize." Stories of angels continue to strengthen our faith and remind us that we are never truly alone. Stay with us until the end, because one of the most remarkable stories of angelic intervention is still to come. One particularly remarkable story comes from missionary Reverend John G. Paton in the South Pacific. Paton and his wife were surrounded by hostile natives who intended to kill them one night. Fearing for their lives, they prayed for God's protection. Miraculously, the attackers did not follow through with their plan and left without explanation. It wasn't until a year later that the chief of the tribe, now a Christian, told Paton they had seen an army of large men in shining garments with drawn swords surrounding the mission station. This caused such fear in the attackers that they fled, unable to carry out their deadly mission. Paton recognized these protectors as angels sent by God to guard him and his wife during that terrifying night. C.S. Lewis once said, "Miracles are a retelling in small letters of the very same story which is written across the whole world in letters too large for some of us to see." It means slowing down and paying attention. Angels are one way God writes those small letters into our lives, offering us glimpses of His care and protection. Angels are certainly among us, as these stories show. From ancient scripture to modern-day encounters, they have always been part of God's plan to protect and watch over His people. Maybe you've had your own angelic encounter, or perhaps you know someone who has. We'd love to hear your story. Share your experience in the comments below. Your story may inspire someone else who needs encouragement or a reminder that they are never alone. And if this video has touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might be living in fear or uncertainty, someone who needs to know that divine help is always near. God's angels are ever present, watching over us in ways we may not fully comprehend. Spread the good news and remind others that God's angels are real and they walk among us. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Our channel is dedicated to exploring the mysteries of faith and Scripture, diving deep into topics that strengthen your understanding of God's work in the world. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video, and let's continue this journey of faith together.